Hello and welcome to another episode of Cyrils Brettspiele. My name is Nils. In a nutshell edition, Potion Explosion from Cool Mini or Not. Yeah, it's a game from Cool Mini or Not from Italian publisher Horrible Games. So they licensed it for the North American market, and it's not with minis. First of all, that one. This game is, and describe it as it is right from the get-go, this is Bejeweled as a board game. If you are familiar with all these applications on your smartphone or on other medias, this is exactly what the game is all about. On your turn you have exactly one thing to do, technically some additionals, but in theory just one. One thing is you take away one of these marbles here. These marbles are real glass marbles, so they are feeling really cool, like always from Cool Mini or Not, and you can take one. However, you can always take an extra turn to take another one off with a minus of 2, but that another one, this additional one, does not leading to an explosion. What an explosion is, I explain it in a second. Let's say I not do this, but keep in mind you can do that before your turn or after, whenever you want. I explain it in a second when you can do that. On your turn you take away one marble, like this yellow for an example. Then these red touching down together, so it gives us chain reaction, so they are exploding, and now these blacks are touching each other. So now you take away the black ones, and now a yellow and a red touches each other, no chain reaction. Now you have all these marbles in your hand. Looking at your player tableau, these have matching colors, so you put on your marbles here and do it wherever you want. For an example, like this, and the yellow does not fit in here, so you put it in your spare area where you have a max of 3. Now this one is completed. You take the marbles, throw them back in here, and this potion is completed. Flip it around and leave it upside down, like the correct in the correct side. You put all of these marbles back here into the correct slots. At the start of the game each slot is full, later on not. And keep the potion like this correctly upright down. When you wanted to use the ability later on, you turn it around. On your potion you can see victory points, 5 victory points, and a special ability. This means, for an example, you can take these here marbles and put it in any other color. This special ability allows you to take another ball out of the track without the penalty of -2. Again, no explosion. Let's talk about this one here. This means if you take that, I show you an example how you take that up front. Like now I'm taking this red for an example. After that I take this red, 2 yellows are touching, after that 2 reds are touching, after that 2 blues are touching, and after that 2 yellows touching. So this one does not touching because it touches the bottom. And now I have tons of marbles. If I cannot store all the marbles here, like in this case right now, then you can store up to 3 on your track here, in this area here, bloop bloop, like this, and all the others going back. That is your turn. At the end of the turn, let's assume I fulfill both of them here. Bloop, I can take the special actions at any time I want, and then I take 2 of these here. There are always 5 stacks of these potions available, so I'm taking up to 2 to refill up out of the 5 available spaces. You play that as long as these extra tokens are running out. So for an example, 4, 5 or 6 of these extra tokens are in the game, and when they are running out, the timer's over. You see there are more because we will have an even number of turns, otherwise it would be super unfair. At the end of the game, who has the most points from these potions and these special points, minus points from here, is a winner of Potion Explosion. Like always, in a nutshell, let's jump right into my discussion, into my personal experiences. First of all, if Cool Mini or Not is printed on the box like here, the stacks are always super high, at least for me. Usually you expect high quality components and a good at least a good or better game than good. The components definitely 100% deliver. So these marble the marble glass marbles are gorgeous. Even if the painting is not completely solid, like here you see, you can look through it. That is not a big deal for me, at least. I had a couple of complaints about that, so the quality of the painting. I like it. I have to say I like it. However, a couple of don't. Also, this one with the holes in it fits perfectly. Doesn't matter which surface you have as an underground, this always fits perfectly. Also, these are fitting in here perfectly. So from the components, there's no question about it, except for, as you can see, the weight of the marbles. This is bending a little bit. This is not straight. This is a little bit round. I have a little bit of a concern that could be not last forever. However, so far it's still in shape, and I have this game a couple of months already. So, and I took that always out when it's stored on my shelf, just to let you know, even if you can leave it in. Components are great. Feeling of the game, if you are a fan of Bejeweled, it's great. The feeling is exactly, so you take that and you have these explosions here. Boom, 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 boom. And with this little hint of, okay, take this one here, take the -2, and then take, in brackets, an additional turn, even if it doesn't having a chain reaction. So if you take this one out, for an example, then both of these blacks touching together, but that would not happen if you take that with this -2. However, this gives you always a huge variety, and there's never ever a situation, or at least I never ever faced a situation, where you are totally lost and can do nothing. Saying that, it's really good to have this Bejeweled feeling from this applications. It feels exactly like there was someone sitting in his room and making this idea out of, oh, I like this idea, this is a very successful application for my smartphone, I try to make a board game around that. But he did just a boring board game like, oh, we have to make an explosion. No, he made a real story out of it. He made it this little mages with all the special abilities from the potions. I like that too. So it has a really good feeling. The only thing that I don't like on it is, and you have to know that in my opinion, is it feels like everybody is doing his own stuff. Of course, you can take a look. The next player needs desperately here blue and red. So I try to... Yes, you can, but you will never. You will always take a look. How can I maximize my output? You will never take a look at your next player and say, okay, I will do something against it. So it feels like a solitary game for people playing a solitary game. There's one special ability that breaks this rule, and this is this potion here. This symbol means when you use that, for an example, this player used it, so he already fulfilled it in the previous round, then takes it in this or in the same round, then he or she is stealing all my marbles here in the reserve, so he can get 3 and punish me a little bit. But that is the only interaction. You have also an ability repeat an already taken special ability, so you can repeat that and take from another player. There is a little bit of interaction, but honestly it feels like everybody is playing his own game, and whoever is fastest is the smartest person, which is not bad, but it is slightly not what I would looking for a real good party game. But again, it's a really, really good game in terms of quality, ideas, creativity. I like all of that. I like the components, I like the feel, I like the touch. Almost everything is perfect except for you're playing a little bit your own thing. If you're a big fan of, for an example, Suburbia from Bezier Games, you probably have never had that issue because you're always playing a solitary game. If you play Agricola, it's always the same. So there are a couple of games, no, I would say a lot of games, they have this one. But in this one, please note, there's not a lot of interaction between the players. But if you are looking for a game that always fits into your Bejeweled addiction, if you are really addicted by this application, you have to buy it. It's a must buy. Potion Explosion has so much to offer to you from Cool Mini or Not. It has so great components and it's a really funny game. Almost everybody in my playgroups loved it. Hardcore gamers, families, you have to be a little bit careful with kids. The box says, for an example, 14 plus, but I would say with 10 you can play it, but below 10 you should be aware of this game. It's not a real family game. This is more a gamer's game, well, a gateway gamer's game I would call it. It's fast, it's easy, you can teach it in a couple of minutes. It's a little bit tricky to teach all these special abilities. Therefore, you have this on the back side of the rulebook here. You have this ability sheet. I wish they had a little card for it or printed that on here, or the icons would be a little bit more clear. So this icon is always, what does this icon mean? I can tell it to you, but just from seeing it, it's probably not what you expect. So, but other than that, it's, in my opinion, a really good game. So, don't hesitate to go into your next friendly local gaming store and try out Potion Explosion. Take a look. It's a really heavy box with a lot of cool components in it and a lot of fun. I really like it. And I hope you enjoyed what you saw so far and try it out in the near future. That was my personal opinion on Potion Explosion from Cool Mini or Not. Cyrils Brettspiele, my name is Nils. See you next time. Bye bye.